if you're, well, I enjoy, well, I'll rather target the president because I believe the head of, or the commander of the ship, he decides or she decides the direction. So imagine if I can reach that person will be able to reach its committee members and so on. So that was the reason why I asked, is there any precedent? So this is not just for president, but also for any committee officers. I believe that when you take a role and before your year ends, you would like to have a beautiful handover so that your successor will do a better job than you do. And you will be like the mentor or the person that they can go to if they need any help for their role. And if we can maintain that every year in every CO role, the survival of the club will be much higher. The quality of the club will be better, and the motivation of the club will be there. So what I'm going to talk about is today about how, where, and why. How can we help you technically? Where do you get your staff to continue at the end of the year? How can you put in the members' credentials, like the officer's assignment? How do you put it in Club Central? How do you check your members at eligibility when there is a contest, or for example when there is a proxy assignment? How do you change your club's demographic? And this is free publicity which TMI is providing us. And if you can improve your club's demographic, your area director usually will, while clubs visit, they will, first thing they will check is, are the information given in TMI webpage, are they up to date? Because this is an information that goes around the world, and people who might want to visit your club, getting the wrong dates and the wrong location and things like that is not good publicity for your club. So these are important. And then we will talk about how you can advertise your club's events. And for people, I'm not sure who has access, but I guess the president has access to the administrative reports. That's where how you check, what you need to know about your clubs. All the facts and figures are in there. Then I'm going to show you a live, it is a very short live exercise in Easy Speak. How can you input the next incoming committee? And we're going to talk about proxy assignment. Okay. So Club Central. If you're going to end the year, some presidents will leave, okay, my year is done, I got a nice president position in my CV that is good enough, who cares? I hope you do not do that, okay? Whether in whichever club officer's role you're taking, don't do that. But rather try to support your incoming successor. And in Club Central, you can input the name of the club officers before the year ends, and that should be done so that you get a point or half a point for your DCP. So if you get into what is Club Central, do you know what is Club Central? This is the platform in Toastmasters International, because there are people, there are officers that has no clue, they have never been there, have no clue what is Club Central. Club Central is in toastmasters.org, and you select, when you get into Club Central, you select Club Officers Assignment. This is the place where you can input all the incoming officers' role and the year. Okay, I'm not sure about the rules in TMI, but I know it from my club. It is the secretary's job before her year's end to put these names in TMI and in Easy Speak. So what we're going to do today is just to teach you technically how to get there. And I'm sure Elena will share the slides with you if you need be. The slides are there. So you input it and then you fill it up. So this is one thing, how you can access TMI. The next topic will be eligibility assistance. In this Club Central, there are, as you see, there are various things that you could change. Later on, we go to club demographics and so on. Now we go to eligibility. Why is that important? That is important during club contest. So to check that if that person, if that member did that member pay, is it allowed to compete? And at the end of the year, there is this annual business meeting where president and VP are invited to attend and to vote. So imagine you can't make it. What can you do? You give your proxy, your voting rights to somebody else. And in order to know that if that person is a paid member or can that person vote on your behalf, you can check it out here, okay? So this is important for this eligibility assistance. So what do you do there? Then you just put in the member's ID and then you put in the last name and you search. So you should be able to get a response on whether that person is a paid member, because if that person is not a paid member, you can't have that person as your proxy. So club demographics. Club demographics is information about your club, like where is your location, how is your club's format like, is it hybrid, is it online, is it in person, or is it both? So and this, when I was area director last year, I encountered that, oh, one of my clubs under me didn't, their documents are not up to date, their informations are not up to date, and the president is not aware that, oh, there are such informations on TMI. So it's good to know that you have such informations, then you can update. And when, for people who use the TMI sites, very often when you're overseas or so, you would like to visit the club, and then you would like to be dependent on the accuracy of the information in there. And I believe this is free publicity. You don't even have to put a cent, and somebody is advertising for you. And if your informations are not up to date, people who would like to visit will have question about, is this club serious? Their information in there, or the dates. Imagine they come to your meeting on a specified dates and location, and they couldn't find you because you have changed location. So put that in mind. These are small little things that can make, advertisement and publicity for your club. So in club demographics, you can choose certain things such as membership composition and things like that, so that you can check also certain members has dual membership and so on. So this is one thing. And of course, the language of the club is important for the people who are coming to visit you. They would like to, because I'm getting still a lot of guest requests into my mailbox, because we have not changed our access of our VPN and we are still having some issues there. So I do see people writing to me in German and asking, oh, I would like to come. And I would say, okay, you can come, but please be aware, our club is in English and not in German, but we have a lot of German mother tongue speakers, and if you like to improve your English and things like that. So sometimes they don't necessarily go through TMI to see that what language you are, or maybe they don't even know or read that carefully before they decide to come and visit. So these are things that we as officers can, lessen the trouble of the people coming, and also make their life easier for those coming. And another thing that is on this club central, you can promote your club events. And I think this is something really, really interesting, because imagine promoting your club's event on an international level, and not just on your websites or on Easy Speaks or on District 109. Imagine this is a worldwide level. This is on another scale. People who might be on vacation. I used to have guests. There was one who came from America having vacation in Europe, just call me up and say, oh, I saw you guys on TMI and I would like to visit. I say, sure, just come. So you never know who is coming. And I would say, open your doors to whoever is interested to come. Okay, this is, if I'm too fast and you have questions, please raise your hand. The next point is about administrative reports. Certain president, I've never used that, to be honest. This is my first time seeing this when I was a president, but there are times you can get reports. As treasurer, I used to receive reports of the list of who has paid and who has not paid. And as a VPM, I used to go in and check, hey, did that person, is still on the list, yes or no? And these are useful things, so that you have a better view of your club. When you know who is in and who is out, when you know what you need and where to get, this will ease your life as a club officer. So today, our objective is to provide you all the informations you need that you can do your job better, but you don't have to do everything. This is my personal view. Elena might not agree, but this is my personal view. Do what you can for your club. Take what you need. Okay. So easy speak. I'm gonna do a live 1 second. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change to another screen. So can you? I believe you can see the easy speak screen. Do you all use easy speak? I would say yes. Okay, because I find this very useful. Might not be the latest. How do you say? For ease of use, it's not the easiest because I have members complaining that it's not easy speak. It's hard speak because they have, for those young, they're used to techniques and software and apps that are so advanced. They find this really primitive. Yes, but it is someone who did it on his own will and is free. So I will not complain that this is tough to use, but try to get used to what is provided. Okay, I find it's very useful when you sign in. This is my club. When you sign in, you go to offices, but and then you go to the club offices. From there, you could input and change before the year ends, input and change who is the president, who is the incoming president, secretary, and so on and so forth. Okay, I believe this is not accessible to everyone. Let me change my mode now to, wait a second. Profile. I'm going to change to club's view. So the minute I'm in club's view, I have no rights to change anything. In Easy Speak and in Toastmasters Club Central, your rights or your access to a particular thing is according to your role, to your officer's role. As I'm not holding any club's role, so I have no access. But I have access simply because I am now the IT support, so that I could help in the background in case my officers need certain things that to be done quickly and somebody has no time. So this is the place where you can access. So the next thing you need to know is to be able to change the names in there. That particular person needs to be in the system. Okay, it is not taken for granted. So in order to change that, VPM usually should be doing this job where you add in. Am I too fast? I'm not too fast, right? You go to club and then you go to user list. Let me see. You go to user list. From there, you can input new members. You can also input, yeah, let me see. Not doing this all the time, so I'm not. You can also input, move the status of the members from now members to a past members and so on, or put a guest in to become a member. So this is the place where you can input users. But in order to have that, you need to have that person who is holding the officer's role to be in the list so that you could add that later into the officers club officers list. So this is something that you got to be aware of. So now I'm gonna VPN secretary has access to view the club's awards. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now I'm gonna switch back to my, wait a second. I'm gonna switch back to my PowerPoint, huh? Do you have any questions? Oops, what happened? Okay, after easy speak. Okay, now we're gonna talk about proxy assignment. What is proxy assignment all about? At the end of the year, I'm not sure when, maybe Elena, you can help. When is the annual business meeting?
Usually it's in the mid of August. So in
Mid
the mid of August, we have the international convention, every year where all the district leaders are met around the world in one place.
And can you give us a little bit more information about business, annual business meeting so that they know, so, I would like to motivate them and give them a little bit more
Yes.
information, because when I was president, I had no clue what that was about, and I did not go, but I got my proxy, I gave my proxy to someone else. Maybe let them know so that they can promote this event.
Well, the International Congress, it has, of course, the International Speech Contest where you can see it live and you can meet all the speakers. It has the elections for the board and for the region advisors and international president, and of course the members of the board. So we have a lot of elections. We have a lot of meetings for business meetings that we discuss several issues about how we work. And of course there is the gala dinner where we go as you have in your congresses, and we have a gala dinner, and every member of Toastmaster can attend. You can attend with let's say with a with a uh, less cost if you are a volunteer. If you are a volunteer, you can work for some hours, and then you can attend the conference, and you can attend educational sessions. There are a lot of educational sessions. There are a lot. You can see the international speech contest. There are other events that they are happening, let's say, for networking, so you can meet a lot of people around the world. And of course, during the election, every president and VP, they have voting rights.
Yeah.
So you can select the international member of the board that you like, or everything that it is under election, you have the right to vote. And since you cannot attend by yourself, you provide proxy to any member that from the district that attends. So usually the district director, the program quality director, and the club growth director attend, but you can attend if you like. And you should, before the Congress, you should give voting rights to these people in order to vote for you. You have the
Yes.
chance to see all the CVs, all the bios of each candidate, and you can select which candidate you want. And after you assign your proxy to each member of the core team, then they vote for you, the person you have selected.
And this
Yes,
is the
we have voting rights too, but we have one vote. But the members of our district are not one. We are many presidents and many VPs. So
yes.
the more votes you assign to us, the more power we have to negotiate for several issues during our presence in the Congress.
Excellent. This is exactly the motivation why we are showing you all these techniques, and how to maintain the continuity of the club, and also of certain roles, all the officers' roles. And this is our motivation, so that you guys know why do you want to vote, and you have your right to vote. And I would encourage you to use it in case you cannot attend on that day itself. Give your proxy to somebody who can vote for us. And then, like what Elena say, not many people take that seriously. And I believe that when you are given the right to vote, you should take it seriously, because not everybody in the officers' roles are given the right to vote. And there are people who are willing to vote, but they don't have the right to vote. Okay. So thank you very much, Elena. And we're going to show you how you're going to assign this proxy in case that you cannot attend on this convention. There are various steps here, which I think some are very self-explanatory. You sign into TMI Club Central, and then you get to You put in your member's ID and password, and then you access the club central. And in the club proxy, you can go to, then you go to club proxy, leadership central, club central, then you go to club proxy. As you see, I'm not good at these things because when I did it, I was having this idea. It wasn't that complex. That was many years back. I just had to, select a particular division director of mine, and then he went. So then after that, you click for club assignment, you delegate either a club or a district director, like Anna said, or another. You can also delegate, give your proxy to another Toastmaster. To do that, you need to first check if that person is what was that word before? Let me see. Eligible. That was the word I'm looking for. You got to first check if that person is eligible, huh? And then that person will then have the voting rights and so on and so forth. So these are the steps I'm going to share. I will not go, narrate to you every steps that you need, but I'm going to share these slides if you need them, and they will be accessible. So there are two ways. Elena has prepared all these fantastic slides. There are different ways to, first you've got to have a proxy assignment, then you've got to prove the credentials, then you go for the voting. All these are very administrative stuff, but I think it's useful to make sure the continuity of our club and also the voting rights of our division and district is also taken into consideration. So these are the written steps of how it can be done, and we're gonna share the slides, so you don't have to worry about that. I would like to open the questions to the floor. Do you have any question? Before that, Yafit, you raised your hand when Elena was talking. Would you like to ask a question?
I asked it in the chat. I think Elena answered the question about voting
Oh yeah,
voting rights for directors.
for directors.
Yeah.
Yes, they do have voting rights.
Okay.
Any more questions?
I mean, in August, I'm not going to be area director anymore, I guess. So it doesn't apply to me.
I thought the outgoing are allowed to vote, not the incoming, the outgoing.
Oh, okay.
So you
Yeah.
are allowed to vote
Okay.
this year. Yeah. So the incoming will vote the next year.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? Our intention, or at least the intention of Elena, is to bring up the DCP points of each club, because assigning your officers, the incoming officers, you're going to get a DCP point. And another intention is to, to let you know that continuity is important. Continuity of the club is important, so that you don't just leave and say, oh, bye, okay, and let them handle by themselves. There is a continuity, and if you can maintain that, the club will survive better. And strong clubs does that. In the past, in my clubs, it used to be one of those strong clubs. So we have this tradition to hand on properly our job to the next. And the president will not just leave like that. There are certain presidents who will leave because they have to leave when they change locations. But I will always encourage them to be accessible, because you are the consultant of the incoming committee. So you'll be accessible to their help in case they have a cry for help or certain things that they cannot handle. You should be accessible. And for area directors, when I was area director, I was telling my presidents, okay, please do not have this, how do you say? Do not have this thoughts of, okay, when I'm done with my year, I'm going to leave. No, but stay a year more. Stay a year more for your president, so that when they need help. But sometimes you can't help it. When my immediate past president, he was gone because of he went to school, so he couldn't afford to be in the club anymore. But when I need him, I still get him, because that was the agreement between us. So when I was organizing area contests, or having some issues not getting enough judges or support and things like that, I will call him and say, hey, Marcel, I need help. And he will come as a non-Toastmasters. He will come and help. So if you have this kind of a relationship in the club and in the committee, things get easier. So one question from Hashita: how are members trained to become officers in the next term? You mean to train them to become officers in the next term? Okay. What we did in my club was, that was quite some time ago. We had before the annual assembly, we had instead of doing table topics, we had this round robin. So those who has president's experience has a stand. Then you have different stands, a stand for VPM, VPE, treasurer, and so on. And they are there. The members will go from one stand to the other to ask questions. We will time them, okay, this is your time to ask questions, and you have a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 or 2-to-2, whatever. You can ask whatever question. If you're interested in this role, you might sometimes have to, can I make it or might not? Is there a lot of work? How much time should I invest, and so on. So we had this, instead of doing table topics, we used that time to have a round robin, and everyone will go from one stand to the other, and then we will explain what was our challenges, what was the fun time, what did we learn, what was the soft skills, and why do we keep doing, why do we still do it, and why do we enjoy it. I think this is important. So if you can incorporate that into one of your meetings before you select your incoming officers, and get people excited about it, because positive vibe is contagious. I can tell you negative vibes too, but we don't have to spread that, huh? Positive vibes is very, very contagious. If you can show them, hey, I'm having fun. They see you work a lot, and it's for free, but you're having fun, and you can show that, oh, this is not just fun. I can apply that to work. I can apply it somewhere else. They will get very curious. Why will you work for free? So that's how I sell. That's how I sell my committee officers role. Any questions? You can turn on your mic and let's have an exchange.
I would like to add something to what you said, Gloria Fojarcita. A great chance is when you have TLIs, because this is what we are having right now. Is let's say there is the members have the chance to attend even if they are not officers. So besides the code that only officers can attend, this is the chance to know what its role does and how they do it. So if they attend, let's say, these trainings that are open, they can have an outlook of what the job is all about. And of course, before becoming officers, you can have something like what Gloria said. You can have an event or a meeting where you encourage people to take up roles. And when they take up the roles, they go to the COT and they are trained. But before all that, if any division in our district or the district itself organizes TLIs where everyone can attend besides the officers, then it's a good chance for them to have an outlook of what an officer role is and what they do. And besides that, they gain skills that otherwise they wouldn't gain. But these skills may be useful not only in Toastmasters, but in their work life, in the personal life, and so on.
Yes. Okay, what we did was, when I was a club officer, at that time it was pretty strict about, only officers can attend COT. And then came a period, a new division director and said no, or area director said no, anybody who is interested to be in an officer's role can attend COT. Because in COT, we give you certain skills, like what my division director is doing now, Godella. She will, in the first COT, she will teach you all the skills that you need to become the new, taking in this new role. And then on the second COT2, she's not gonna teach you again how to use, tools and things like that, and what is DCP points, but she's gonna give you, get you people like teaching you leadership skills, and these are very useful, or speaking skills. These are very, very useful. I never ever thought that I'm gonna be a speaker one day, and now I had this opportunity to serve outside in my private life, where I was MC in front of 300 audience, and under normal circumstances I will freak out, but because of the training in Toastmasters, it becomes easy. It becomes easy to stand in front of people to speak. And that was not the case before I joined Toastmasters. And there's a lot of soft skills that we learn at times we are not aware of. For example, table topics. These are skills that I learned to become at ease at work during meeting when somebody shoot a question at me. Before I'm on defense, I'm on defense. I'll make sure that I have all my facts and information, and hopefully they don't ask me questions that I cannot answer. Now I'm very, very cool about it. Okay, sure, no problem. We are used to table topics. We are used to impromptu speeches. We are used to having to speak about something we have no clue about. But these are soft skills training that are very useful, and it's not just for officers, it's for everybody. Any more questions? You are very quiet. Any doubts, any question, you can shoot. And also shoot at Elena, huh? She's our program quality director. She's very good. Okay, yes, Yafit.
I have a question. It's not specifically about the role because you mentioned about the international convention. I wanted to ask about the district convention in Turkey. Because you mentioned if you volunteer for the international, is it the same for the district convention?
Would you like to answer, Elena? Or should I answer? You answer.
We are thinking about it, but I don't have a decision yet to publicize. But we are thinking about it, yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's
And
two
is
different
it already publicized, the convention itself or the conference itself? Is it?
No, not yet.
No. Okay.
But Turkey is fixed, right? We are going to Turkey. Yeah.
Because yes, I want to encourage my members also to go there.
Yes.
And so I need more information about later on. So, okay.
I think the dates are set, no?
Yes, later, not now.
Okay.
Later.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's fun. I can assure you. I was there this year in Milano where I first joined. Okay, to be honest, I was not curious about district nor division nor anything like that until I became area director, and then we met in Vienna for the training for area directors. So I'm going to promote you now, not just about club, but also about area and division, so that you guys get hungry and then you can promote it in your club, because it doesn't end there, huh? Club officers roles doesn't end there. You can even go further if you're willing to have a bigger picture. It's just like club, and then you have a country level, then you have a Europe level, and this is really fun. Well, why fun? The people are fun. We all think alike. Oh, we have echo. Okay. Yeah, we all think alike, and then yes, Tarek, yes, you have a question.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yes, I do. I was wondering your thoughts on the maintaining the ribbons that we have received in the past for the club and placing them on the banner to show that it's a club of good standing. When do you take down the club of the area director, when the area director is no longer the area director for your club? I don't know how to approach that.
I think the area director is no longer. Yeah, this is
no, in the sense that in the past we've had area directors. Right now, my club has a program quality director, so we get a ribbon. So
do you mean these, something like that?
Yes, that should be with the club, not at your house. But you put it on the banner.
On the banner, yeah.
And this is also maintaining the continuity of showing, you said something really that, even though the past president or past officer may not be in the club, but you can always count on them by asking them to help you out.
Yes.
And the thing is, I know a lot of people have the banner that is foldable. We still use the folded banner that we can fold into a nice bag and then, clip it when we need to.
Ah, okay.
How are we going to recognize, how do you suggest? Do we put it on the foldable banner? Do we tape it? How do we make it a big ceremony that, look at this, we have an area director?
Okay.
What are your thoughts on this, please?
I will make a big deal about it during a meeting. Seriously, recognition is A and O for Toastmasters. Once the people feel recognized, people will get you know, somehow infected, like, oh, okay, maybe I'll be motivated to take, you know, this role and do that thing. Okay, I will recommend that you well, my club, we had so much ribbons that it's impossible now to add more ribbons because it doesn't hold anymore. We sew it on. Because my club is more than 20 years. So imagine every year distinguished club, whatever, and then we have area directors and so on. So you sew it on. For those clubs that are new, you have lots of space, sew it on, be proud about it. And then roll it up when you have to go on a convention, like a district convention. There were clubs they bring all the way there. I didn't bring my club, but they brought all the way, just so proud. And then they take pictures in front of that to show it to the club. Hey, this is what it's all about. And everybody's having fun. And that fun is on another level. Huh? This is not club level. This is international level. Yes, the area division and get a ribbon to sew. Yeah, you can sew it on your club. Yes, on your club's banner. Yes, because not every club has a, you know, a division director in their club. Not every club. And not every club has an area director in your club. So be proud of that and show it off. Yeah. So the question is, wait a minute, that is, how do clubs get these ribbons? These are given, Hashita, these are given. If you're area director and you have joined the training, they will give you a ribbon as an area director. Gordella should have one for you, because last year we were in Milano and I collected it for all my area directors and division, because some of them left early for the training, and this is a division officers training. So what I did is I took my share of my division and I gave it to them when I see them. That's how you get yours. You should be able to get that. Ask Gordella. She should be able to give it to you.
So I have a follow-up question to that then. So we're always trying to try and train members to become officers, but what is being provided for members to become area directors or district directors or things like that? Does the area director of a club scout for these people and then train them somehow so that they can get into that kind of level?
No, you cannot be from a member area director. You need first to be an officer, a club officer, and then you go for area director. You cannot be from member to area director. This is not how we do it. We have people that are club officers, then they go for area directors go for division directors, and you follow all the steps in order to develop yourself in the leadership positions. You cannot just from a member be an area director because you don't have the experience, you don't have the knowledge needed. You need to have some years as a club officer before you become an area director.
Yeah, so I know area directors who haven't followed that path. So my question is, how do you select them and how can you promote this in clubs so that people who are interested and have the experience can apply for this and move forward?
Okay, I would recommend Hashita to do it during your meeting, because I talk a lot. Since I became area director, I talk a lot my role during meetings. Like, hey, this is now, you know, there's this and there's this event and there's this event and so on. And what do we do there? I talk about my role, and you imagine, use that opportunity to do a speech. Like your experience of being an area director or being a division director, use that as a speech slot to promote to your club. What is it about? A lot of people in the past do not share, and I find that is a pity, because I do area director job without knowing what it entailed. I was thinking, okay, let me give it a try. That's it. And I was asked, and then I said, okay, let me give it a try. You know, it's a pity. I think we should talk about what we are doing so that people will get curious. And once you talk about it, you know, people feel your energy. My club people feel my energy. I keep telling about things in the division that is going on, things in the district. I say, go visit, because this is not division, is like country level, then we are going multi, you know, European level. Imagine meeting 16, 14 countries, people from, you know, all over Europe. Is a totally different level, and doing a speech there is a totally different level. So Hashita, yes, bring it to your club. If you cannot talk as an area director to introduce, do it as a speech. Explain to them what it entails. What do you need? What do you learn? People are curious about what do you learn. And why do you want to do it? Your why is important, because there is a certain motivation that might motivate another person to say, aha, maybe I need this skill, you know.
And what skills you develop through this role? It is very useful for them to see if it's useful for them.
Yeah.
By explaining the skills you gain through each role you served.
Yes. Okay, any more questions? For those who want to promote about this conference, our district conference, I would say, you know, promote to your club that you're gonna meet speakers not at this level but international levels. Those speakers that we got last year, it was incredible. It was Mohammed Katani. I was impressed. I do not know about him. Some do. I was simply impressed. He's a stutterer. He stuttered when he talks, but he won. I think 1995. He won the international championship. Is it correct, Tarek? 1995?
That was Dan LaCroix, but I think Mohammed Katani was 7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Imagine a stutterer winning the international speech contest first prize. You know, if he can make it, we all can make it. And he was really impressive as a speaker. So you're not getting those normal, you know, local speakers, but you're getting international incredible speakers and motivators who are gonna give you speeches that are gonna make you and bring you to the next level. And the people you meet there is just incredible. I'm still thinking Turkey. Should I save money to go to Turkey? I think it's fun. And my reason why I went to Milano is because I met fantastic people in Vienna for the training. After that, I say, okay, I'm going for the people, not for the speaker. I'm going for the people that I would like to see. And that was my motivation. And then now the same group of people say, okay, let's save some money and let's go to Turkey. So yeah, you meet a next level, you know, like-minded people who will motivate you to bring you further. And these people are necessary. Why? During your rainy days where you feel tired, the club is tiring and nobody is working and we work alone. These are the people where, you know, where you can exchange experiences and you can gain energy from each other. Any more questions? Is our time up? Did I talk a lot?
I have a question, if you may.
Sure.
So you're talking about club continuity. What are your thoughts about a joint club contest? Supporting another club so that the members can participate?
You're talking about club level.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm breaking rules if you if I'm gonna share with you my private opinion. I've not done that before, to be honest. I was a club officer during the period where my club was booming very well. Now we struggle, but now we are on a good membership level. Join contest for clubs that are weak. Sure, why not? Why not? Join contest with the intention of sharing resources, meaning sharing judges, sharing contest chair, and so on. But create it individually just for your club, you know, if it is possible, huh? If it is possible. Hashita, I guess your questions are coming because you have concern about clubs that are struggling, I guess. What we did in my club, what we used to do is during our club level contest, we even allow our guests to participate. But be very clear about the rules. You cannot represent us because you do not meet the criteria, but you can compete. So we have people who came in as a guest. There are some guests who are very competent, you know. We had a TED Talk speaker coming to our club. I was like, oh my God, why do you need Toastmasters? You're already on the TED Talk level. She said, no, my TED Talk preparation was 3 months. I would like to shorten it to, you know, maybe 1 month. That's the reason why I joined Toastmasters. So we did that, and for speeches it can be tough because how are you going to prepare a speech within, you know, 5-10 minutes? No, you can't. But for things like evaluations and table topics contests, you can allow anybody and everybody who wants to join, who wants to compete. And this is what I'm telling my club now to the new members, because we are having a new flux of new members. I'm telling them, you can all compete, but be very clear about it. If you win the first prize, you cannot represent us. The second will go. If the second doesn't qualify, the third will go, and so on. But to get it fun, allow anybody to compete. And if you're gonna join, yeah, I would say join resources if it is possible, so that you have a, you know, my winner of my club, and if you want to make it more fun, both clubs can compete again and say, okay, the winner of these two clubs. Make it fun. But
And,
joining resources will save energy, huh?
and Harshita, on 5th of December, we have a session about contests, and all the contest team is there. So you can make your questions about it.
Very well done, Elena. I can see that you are very well planned. Okay, can we motivate members with new change in the pathway system and the path is not upgraded? Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah, so you know the pathways is upgrading itself in the beginning of the 2024, and some of the paths are not going to be continued. They're going to actually be discontinued. So members who are on that path, they can still continue, but they won't see the new versions of the training and things like that. So how can we motivate members to keep going and complete their path?
The paths will be available even if we stop having them. The paths and all the projects will be available for them to finish their pathway, but they won't have the enhanced, let's say, services that the new LMS will provide. So these pathways will be available until the end of the pathway for each member, and then each member can select the new pathways that are available, but they don't have to be afraid of anything. They will have all the projects available, but they will not be upgraded. So they will be like the old ones. So they
Like what it is now.
don't have to be discouraged about that, because
Yeah.
I have a pathway that is that will no longer be there. So I won't quit. I want to finish this pathway, even if it's not available after that. So there is no issue to be worried, but the new LMS will be upgraded all the time, but the old pathways won't. So,
Okay.
but they have all the time they need to finish their old pathway. And I would like, since we are talking about that, I will share with all the VPs some information for this change. And please have a look. And I have tools that you can use during this transition period, so you can keep track of what each member does, and for the bad, of course, incentive. So I give you useful information for all this. So you will receive it until the end of the week.
Thank you very much, Elena. Yes. Any more questions?
Gloria, can we move on for the proxy? So
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought we are finished with the proxy.
Okay.
We are finished with the proxy. I did show that they can do the proxy, but we're going to share the slides, so we don't have to go through every steps in the proxy that they have to do. But they know that giving a proxy is president and VP has the right to vote, and you cannot be, if you are not attending the Congress or the convention, you cannot vote. So please give your rights to vote to somebody, you know, that can vote for you. So people who are going for, like what Elena said, is that the district director will definitely be there. Like Elena will be there, and then the club growth director will be there. So give your vote to them, and they can vote. And this also means that for Division 109, we see that there are people from club level interested. Very often we do not have a high representative of people who are voting for 109. So it seems as though Club 109 is not doing anything on the international TMI level. You know, let us give them a good image of us. I think we are doing a lot, but a lot of us are not aware what impact you have when you don't vote. So the motivation today is to let you know what is the background of voting, and then maybe you can promote this further into your club.
Yes, and I would like to add here that the president and the secretary can do this job. So have it in mind to share it with your presidents and secretaries next year for the next term, in order to know that they will receive an email from TI in August to do this job. And it is very important to do that because you increase the power of our district. If you assign your votes, you increase the power of a district, and it is very useful for us to raise our voice for whatever we would like to discuss about it, let's say.
Yes. And also at times we have to negotiate, like I remember last year we were negotiating about the contest rules. Certain rules we were not happy about it. We have to negotiate. But imagine nobody, when Toastmasters Internationals look at District 109, there's only a handful of people, they would think that there's only a handful of clubs, which is not true. We are very active on club level, area, maybe district and division, and district level, but internationally, at times they think that we are sleeping here in Europe. So let them see that we are not really sleeping, we are active. And let us, use our rights to vote. Any more questions? Elena, are we in time? Any more questions? Anything that you need to know? Anything that you need some help to get your club brilliant, shiny, and moving forward?
And another thing that I would like to stress for next term, please, is don't forget to assign your officers at the beginning of the term in EasySpeak and in Club Central. This is very important because if you don't put the new officers, you lose access in EasySpeak, and you lose the most easiest DCP point in Club Central. So these are very, let's say, important first steps, because otherwise you will lose the EasySpeak access and it's quite difficult to regain it. So keep in mind to do it whenever you are elected, let's say.
Okay. Yeah, that's important. My club used to do it before the year ends. It is the secretary's job before her term ends to put into both systems the incoming officers. Thank you very much for your question, Alison. And I now I realize that also Hashita asked about how can I get my successor. So according to me, this is very personal. How do I look for successor? The minute I get the job, I'm looking for successor. Because you would like to see how that person react to certain situations, and you need to give yourself enough time to see if that person can cope. Sometimes that person can be overwhelmed, and we had this experience in our club where we asked a very new member, and he was doing VPE job, and after some months he quit. And this is real story, I'm not telling you lies now or tales. This is real story, and that person is overwhelmed. And his immediate past was overwhelmed privately, so he did not have the time to really coach him and walk along with him. And that guy was getting demands from club, okay, no, and then he gets nervous, right? But he didn't say anything. So his last solution was, I'm gonna quit. And he quit. And I was like, oh, what happened? Then I realized that, okay, he was not doing well. If we have felt that somebody is not doing well, if we have accompanied that person a little bit more, things would have changed. And my president is fantastic. He found a new VPE and who is totally motivated now, and we are okay now. But there were times where we no VPE, and then no, we president has to take care of everything. So how do you look for successor? My personal view is I watch how that person react to whatever situation. For example, VPM. When I was VPM, who do I look for in VPM? Somebody who is outgoing, who loves talking to new people, who will go to every new guest that come in and, hey, hello, I'm so and so, and I'm welcome you to our meeting and so on. I will look for that kind of characteristic of that person. And who is Sergeant of Arms? Sergeant of Arms, I will look for somebody who is willing to help. You don't even have to ask. They will help you arrange the table, arrange the chair. These are people who are willing to take such roles. So I will keep in mind, you have to tailor the role or how do you say, tailor the role to the person or the person to the role. Well, anyway, I guess you know what I mean. You know, you cannot put anybody to any job. Is not a one fit all solution, but rather look out for specific characteristic that you need to have. For example, VPEs, you have a lot of work. The biggest load in a club officer's role is VPE's role. That person must be willing to, you know, spend hours without grumbling, without getting nervous, without getting unhappy, you know, must be willing and still having fun. So we have people like that. So my new VPE, he is so good. I cannot imagine, because he was telling me, you know, Gloria, there were 2 speech requests, 2 new members, and from my feeling, that guy has more experience, so I put him into a second speaker. The one who has less experience, I put it into a first speaker without anybody telling him. So people who are using initiative will do a fantastic job. So he's one of them, and I was thinking, wow, Dan, you know, we do not even have to tell you, because putting a first-time speaker or somebody who are not used to stage, putting them first is better than putting them last. After getting a strong speaker in front of you, I tell you, you're gonna freak out when it's your time to go in front and do a speech. So there are certain skills, and you know, being able to feel certain things is needed for specific roles. What I did during my presidency was, after halftime, meaning December, January was my halftime, and I tell them, okay, it's time now to look for successor. And my club officer was telling me, Gloria, we just started. I said, you know what? I'm giving you 6 months, 6 months to look for successor. You can't tell me at the end of 6 months you can't find anybody, okay? No excuse. So if you can't find anybody, you stay. Well, that's my way. You do it your way, okay? So, but give them ample time and not just 1 or 2 months before the year ends to tell them, hey, look for successor. Everybody will panic. Any more questions? I love your questions. These are experiences that I had made during my officer's year, but I wasn't aware of that. You know, I was just doing it instinctively. I wasn't aware. It's only when I talk to people I realized, there's certain strategy that I didn't know it was strategy. Well, anything else you need to make your club better? Any pain? No pain. So everybody is doing well. Any challenges? Yes, Tarek.
As my hat as the VPE for my club, I find the challenge of finding people to fill out the agenda. I know that you discussed Easy Speak. I tell them to use Easy Speak. I send emails. I send WhatsApp messages. But this, I haven't found that member who's just hot for just giving speeches, who wants to complete. Do you think I should explain it more, the system that you would, if you do 5 speeches, you get a recognition, a certificate? I don't think I don't know what tips or tricks you can, like psychological tricks, to help me with the members I do have fill out the agenda to make my life and their life easier.
Okay. There are certain tricks that certain clubs use. Like they have an Excel list saying, you know, these are the speeches slots and so on. In my club, it doesn't work. We are very, very, we are more old people than young people. So we are very, very, very laid back, and we want to have our fun and so on. So, but we have very senior members that can give speeches like this. Today lacking speakers. Okay, I go in front and do that. So do you have these seniors? This is question 1. If you have, use them. Okay. And then another one is when you send out your WhatsApp and your call for you know, getting a speech slot, are you doing a microphone, you know, kind of a message, or are you doing an individual one-to-one? One-to-one. Okay. What I usually do is that there are clubs who are, well, my club is still struggling with this issue where we do not have you know, a lot of slots and nobody is doing. At times it's because the club is new. My club now has a lot of new members, so it's very, for them, some are hesitant because they do not know how. Some need an encouragement. If you feel that new members, I will always encourage them, please do your icebreaker so that we get to know you better. Please do your icebreaker as soon as possible, and then get a mentor. get them assigned a mentor. VPs, maybe if it could be heavy on your shoulders as VPE, but when I was president, I've been promoting mentoring. So my VPE at that time knew that. So the minute a new member came in, we say, oh, look around. Who would you like to be your mentor? How do you look for a mentor? I look for my mentor was, how did I choose my mentor was, there was a person in my club. She spoke in a way that really impressed me. I could not say what, but it was something that I say, I would like to have that something. So I say, okay, can you be my mentor? And she agreed. And she was just finishing her 6th speech. That was the old system. And encourage people to look for mentors. Some believe that they don't need mentors. I think it's good to have a mentor. It lessens the load of a VPE. Any questions that they have, they will go to the mentor and not to the VPE. And the mentor can tell them, hey, okay, when are you going to do your first speech? And when are you going to do your second speech? What about your third speech? And so on and so forth, And then these are relationships. When they have this kind of a relationship, it becomes easier. So the VPE's load will be lesser. But when I was never a VP, that's why I cannot feel how you felt, but I can imagine the load is enormous. When I was president, I see that, okay, the speech slots are not taken. I would particularly go to a specific person and say, hey, I've not seen you making speeches for a long time. Would you like to take the slot? And then if they say, oh, I have no idea, then I would look for an idea for them. Oh, you're doing in this field. Teach us how to do this, or show us how to do that, and talk about your experience here and talk about your experience there. So these are ideas that in case they are like, oh, I have no clue what I want to talk about, give them. And then they will say, aha, okay. There was one who is playing cricket. I said, hey, teach us, what is cricket? I've seen people playing, but I have no clue how it works. I said, do a speech about it. People who are motivated or enthusiastic about certain hobbies, allow them to do a speech. So what you can do is promote that in that direction, and get people curious and hungry and wanting to share, things that they're happy about in a speech.
And of course, they can, in the area they belong, they can cooperate with each other, the clubs that belong to an area, and clubs that have not speaking slots can give the chance to give the speeches to other clubs. So if a club has less speaking slots and a lot of members want to speak, they can provide their speech in another club that doesn't have speakers. So if you cooperate within your area, it will be very helpful. If you don't have speakers, you can find within your area, because there are different, let's say, dynamics each club has.
Yes, thank you very much, Ellen. That's a good point. And this is what we are doing also in our Division C, to help the weak clubs. And for clubs that are running out of slots, they can go to other clubs and then get it recognized in your own path. And promote that, because exposure, this is exposure outside the club. You feel differently when you go to another club to speak, even though you could be a comfortable speaker in your club, but once you get out of your club, it's a different level. And once you get out of your area, it's again a different level. I imagine I was doing a talk at the convention, no, not convention, our district conference. I freaked out. I never freaked out like that before. And I was like, oh my God, I feel bad. And people stare at me and they say, oh, that Gloria is suffering there. I say, yeah, so it's a different level. And it's fun to be able to have this platform where you can try it out and test it out. And it's free. Outside, you have to pay for that. Okay, some more questions.
Arshita,
Yes,
I'm very glad that you know all these. I'm very glad. At least one reads about them.
Yeah, no, I think these challenges that you promoted a couple of months ago were great. Now it's just trying to get members motivated to take part in this. And you see on Facebook, or you see in the newsletter about the bad monthly challenges, which are really exciting, but the others, like the Nomad or the treasure hunt, it's a little bit slow at the moment. People are not really keen to get involved, but maybe from the district side, you can kind of promote it a little bit more. You know, how many people have done it? How far have we got with it? And you know, who's the most at the top? And I don't know, something like that to get people more interested in it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hashita. And Tarek, another tip for you is when I was like, you know, too many slots and nobody coming at one time, I was inviting speakers from outside. When I go out on the Toastmasters level, I not only learn soft skills, I scout for speakers to bring back into my club. Well, if now we are going back to face, so it's tough. At that time when we were having online, it was easy. I got somebody from, I think he was in Greece, a professor in Greece, to come and speak. When I go out to other clubs to help and look around, I also learn what they're doing well. I bring it back into my club. And I will usually take the role as a general evaluator to give them input of how we do it. And you know, my club is a very senior club, so we had that stability, and I could provide some, not everything, but I could provide some insight and some experiences exchanges. And then I will scout around and see why are they doing so well, you know, why is their energy level so high and why is it not in my club? And I will look around like, oh, that guy could be a potential speaker to come my club. And I did, and I text him, hey, would you like to come? And he came, you know. So look for things like that, and then the club will start getting curious. Okay, oh, now we are not just on club level, but we are bringing in also good speakers who are willing to come. And what my president, who is very strong at, is when there's when no slots are taken, he turned that meeting into a debate or a panel. So what he did was, okay, he already had a topic, and then you say, okay, we're gonna do a debate today. Okay, who is pro? You know, he will propose certain topics, and then we will vote for the topics, and then we will go, okay, who is pro and who is con, and everybody gets to speak, and then he will get organize judges who, you know, which group is better and so on. So be very flexible. Toastmasters is not just about speaking in front, but you know, be able to speak and communicate. And this is one of our challenges to try out all sorts of stuff. We extend our table topics. Yes, Hashita, extend your table topics. Yes, or do what you call that? There is one where you show the pictures and then you know you keep going and then you go in front and I cannot remember.
Yes, and there is another game with table topics when you start a story, and at the end of the you use the last word of the previous speaker. So you need to create a story, and it's very funny and people enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank you, Gloria, for this session. I think we share a lot of information besides the session itself. And
yes.
That is nice when people from different, let's say, locations meet, and we can share experiences. And that is only possible through the online environment. So I would like to thank you, Gloria, myself, and I would like you all to give a warm applause to Gloria for this session.
I would like to thank Elena because it was a very surprise for me to be asked to do something so technical, and I've not done technical speeches for quite some time. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, but you were a great speaker. I think everyone shares this with me. And I thank you all for being here today. I'm sure you know that you take credits for your presence here. So nothing you do nothing for free. You have something getting back from it. So thank you all for being here today. I hope you enjoyed.